Okay, so is it just me or are we seeing more and more affordable TWS earphones launched this year? You know what's more interesting is that a lot of smartphone brands have actually started dipping their toes in the audio segment, and in the last month or so we have already seen TWS earphones from the likes of OPPO, Xiaomi, Realme and even Redmi for that matter. Well, now you can add one more TWS earphone to the list because this right here is the OPPO Enco W11, which is yet another TWS earphone from OPPO, and this time they've priced it even more competitively. So are they any good? Well, let's find out in this review. But guys, before we get on with the video, make sure to hit the bell icon and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already so that you don't miss out on any quality tech content that we put out. Now that you have done that, let's get on with the full review of the OPPO Enco W11 earphones. So when I reviewed the OPPO Enco W31 earphones, I was really impressed with the design, and the same holds true for the OPPO Enco W11 earphones too. Say what you will about the company, OPPO does know a thing or two about designing good-looking products, and it shows on the W11. Starting with the case, the W11 shipped in a pebble-shaped glossy white case which doesn't just look different from the hood of other all-black TWS earphones in the market, but it also attracts way less smudges. Now if you go back to Ishad's video where he reviewed the Realme Buds Q, then you'll know what I'm talking about. Furthermore, unlike the Buds Q or the Redmi Buds S, the Enco W11's case ships with a more modern Type-C connector, which for someone like me who only has Type-C cables now is extremely crucial. I also like how the earbuds don't just fall off the second you open the case and you'll have to really shake the unit for them to pop out. See? Not budging. Okay, I'll take them out now because I do want to talk about the earpiece's design. So sticking to the white theme, the individual earbuds are really tiny and are about the same size as the Buds Q actually. They offer a snug fit thanks to their in-ear type design, and since the earpieces don't protrude outwards all that much, you can even go to bed wearing these. Also, I didn't face any fatigue while using the earphones for prolonged hours. They're actually very comfortable to wear, and I watched 4 episodes of Schitt's Creek without so much as readjusting the earpieces even once. Also, these earphones form an excellent seal in the ear which doesn't just cut out background noise to a certain degree, but it also makes the bass sound more prominent. I'll talk more about that in the next section, but for now, what you need to know is that the Enco W11 earphones are very comfortable to wear and offer a snug fit. So much so that even Taylor Swift can't shake them off. Get it? Okay, sorry. You should also know that the Enco W11s are IP55 rated, making them impervious to damage from sweat and splashes of water. This also makes them more durable when compared to the Realme Buds Q, mind you, which only offer IPX4 rating. Moreover, unlike most TWS earphones, I was pleasantly surprised by how intuitive the touch controls on these are. I could easily go back and forward a track by tapping twice on the left and the right earbud respectively, play or pause my music with a single tap, and adjust the volume levels by long pressing the left or the right earbuds. You also get wear detection with the buds, which work just as well, so job well done, OPPO. Now before I dissect the Enco W11 sound signature, let's talk about specs. So spec wise, these earphones come with a pair of 8mm dynamic drivers inside each earpiece, and they support AAC and SBC codecs. Now these also connect to compatible devices via Bluetooth version 5.0, and they can operate across a frequency range of 20Hz to 20 kHz. So the specs look really promising, so now let's see if they actually sound good. Now it shouldn't come as a surprise as the OPPO Enco W11s put a lot of emphasis on the low end. Of course, almost all budget TWS earphones offer a bass-forward sound signature, so that's not unique, and as has been the case with other audio reviews of mine, I'm all about quality of the bass output and not the quantity. Now here the Enco W11s falter as the bass output isn't as tight and aggressive as I would have liked it to be. A good example of the same is Leonard Cohen's You Want It Darker, in which you will be left wanting for a more powerful and concise slam from the kick drums, and you will also want to tune the excessive boominess out as well. Now this song also has a stunning bass line which, coupled with the singer's raspy vocals, should send chills down your spine. But I noticed that that wasn't the case here, and I couldn't make out the fine details in the track through the W11s. Thankfully, much like the Buds Q, the W11 EQ'd really well, and with the bright preset enabled in the Wavelet app, I could tell one instrument from the other much better. It also made the beat sound tad less echoey and added a shimmer of sparkle to the highs, which prior to using the Wavelet app was just non-existent on the OPPO Enco W11s. So when I revisited Sutej Singh's Comeback Trail, which is a fantastic instrumental melody played on electric guitar by the way, I enjoyed it much more thanks to the earphone's improved imaging. It goes without saying that using an app to fine-tune the sound signature of an earphone is not the best way to go about things, since the app is also going to drain the battery of your phone. But if you're on a budget and were looking to grab the Enco W11s, trust me, your music listening experience is going to change drastically by toning down the excessive bass. As for battery life, OPPO claims that the Enco W11s can last up to 5 hours of a single charge, and that was consistent with my testing too, with the earbuds offering around 4 hours of juice at 70% volume levels. The case adds an additional 20 hours of battery backup, which once again is on par with what the competition has to offer, so no complaints here. Okay, so one last thing, the OPPO Enco W11s actually support a quick charge tech also. So a 15-minute top-up is going to give you 1 hour's worth of music playback. Now that is at the volume set to 50%, so anything higher and you will see the battery depth much quicker. So for its asking price of rupees 2,500 rupees, should you buy the OPPO Enco W11s? Or should I rephrase and say, should you spend 500 rupees more and get these over the Realme Buds Q? Well, see, for 500 rupees more, you're going to get obviously a much nicer looking design, at least in my opinion. You're also going to get a more modern Type-C port, so you won't have to carry an extra cable if you already have a Type-C phone. You're also going to get a more durable set of earbuds, since these are IP55 rated as opposed to the Realme Buds Q's IPX4 rating. And last but certainly not least, these don't sound extremely better or plain inferior to the Realme Buds Q, but at its price point they sound really good, especially if you use the Bright preset with the Wavelet app. So on the whole, this is a really good budget TWS from OPPO, and given the choice between the Realme Buds Q and these, I would definitely pick these because these just offer a more superior end user experience as compared to the Realme Buds Q. But guys, that wraps up my full review of the OPPO Enco W11s. Do let me know in the comments below if you liked this video, and if you did, give us a big thumbs up. Until next time, this is Prateek from Mr. Phone signing off.